guys, it's Petunia Gal, and we are back over in Planet Zoo, and I am starting off with the time lapse for this. It's a little bit longer of a video, but I didn't really want to go to part 4, so I wanted to stick with this being part 3 and the end, at least for now, of this habitat build. So I do go ahead and start with bringing the roof up a little bit because like last time it was like everybody was clipping through the roof when they got up off the stand, and yeah, I didn't like that, so went ahead and lifted all of that up, and then I show some of this where I'm just trying to fill in the bottom part. And here I went ahead and I think these were underneath the path, but I wanted to bring them up and just to move them around. I didn't really like the fencing I had, so I went ahead and tried to do something a little different. So I do use these, and at the end when I'm kind of showing you what I did, I do let you know what these are. They're kind of a cladding, I think is what it's called. But I think it turned out pretty good. And again, just remember to, rotate things so they don't look super similar. And, I flip things over and just kind of start this one little section of it. And then I use this and just copy it to the rest of the path. And at first I thought about just doing this side of the path, but I decided to do the other side as well. And I think it worked out pretty good. And I do a lot of moving things around, trying to get it where you can't see that curb. I really wish they would just take the curb off. There is a option to turn off the curbs on the ground path, but not on the elevated path, and it is super annoying. So yeah, I went ahead and made a group out of that. So when you have it on as a group, you can just select it. If you double click the group, you can just select within the group. That way you can just click and drag and not worry about selecting other things. So here I'm just trying to figure out what to do. I don't like just this ground covering. I don't like just having this ground here. So I do add lots of stuff, lots of rocks, lots of foliage. And let me know what you guys think about this type of editing. I do show you kind of the start of what I do, and then I show you kind of the finished product and maybe a little bit more of the process. But let me know what you guys think about that. And I honestly thought about just doing a time lapse with the music in the background, but I really like kind of going over what I did and why I did it. And for me personally, I kind of lose focus trying to watch a video where there's nobody talking and it's just music. I really love the Planet Zoo soundtrack, but I don't know, there's just something about just watching something with just music involved, unless you're trying to go to bed, I would do that. But yeah, so anyways, back in the topic of what we're doing here. Here I'm trying to select the water so I can switch the transparency just so I can see it a little better and be able to build underwater. It's a lot easier to build underwater when the water's not all, murky looking. So before I did this, I thought about leaving that as a little bit of a cave area, but I decided to just cover it up in the end. And yeah, I really had fun placing the rocks. I did go ahead and just stick with the default rock colors on everything. I just thought they looked cool, and it's a little less to worry about, what color do I want, and trying to change every rock when you put it down. So I really love this grass. This is the eelgrass, I think, is what I'm using right here. And I really, really like it. I put a lot of this out, and I don't remember what this one's called, but it is awesome. It's just the underwater grass. And yeah, I put it everywhere. I know a lot of people do realistic builds where, they pretty much just put concrete or, some kind of a solid wall like limestone and just surround the inside of the water area with it. I just really like this natural look where, this could be out in the natural world, just underwater. You have all these rocks, all the grass and all that. I'm not a plant expert. It's probably not, what plants actually grow underwater, but I think it looks cool. So that's what I did. But like I said, I do do a lot of this rock work without showing you guys, just because it's a lot of just, letting it do the randomized option and just placing things down. And I have a lot of fun with it. For some reason, I really think I have to cover every single piece of dirt under the water. I don't know why. But here I decided to do, and it's probably not necessary, but I wanted to cover up that curb again, the curbs, But I went ahead and just put a little bit of a staircase here. And probably not super necessary, but I went ahead and did that. And I do go ahead and move them a little bit because I realized they're overlapping quite a bit. And it still looked a little bit unfinished. So I also, in just a second, add the sides here. And I do go over this at the end when I'm doing the real-time tour around. The people's feet do go through this, but, I think it looks cool. I like it. So I went ahead and used this same thing for the side, kind of the side rails, just because, you don't want to have to walk up this without rails, right? I don't think I would want to do that. So I bring it all the way up here, and then I still use these for the kind of back area here, and I think it turns out really good. I was trying to kind of hide the pattern, not using them in the same way. The problem with the randomizing is you can't just randomize it on one axis, so I do have to turn it on and off a lot. Let me know if there's some shortcut to do that, because I know like angle snap is spacebar, but the randomize option, I would really like to just be able to have a shortcut button for that, because that would really help. And here I just decided to use the mesh pieces, which I haven't messed with these at all, and it's kind of hard to deal with because they're super, like if you get right over them, they kind of disappear. So it's hard to make sure they're in the right place. So I don't add a lot of this footage because it's really just a lot of me moving the camera around to see where this is and where I need it. So here I just copy it over to the other side as well. And then I decided to put some rocks down here because I don't really want that mesh showing like that. So put some more rocks down here. And again, I think I showed turning off the randomize option. I don't know. But if you could choose like what axis to randomize on, that would be super awesome. I don't know if that's something they would be able to do in the game, but I still love that option. I really love it. But here I'm trying to figure out something to put on the corners, and I just can't decide on something. So I go ahead and go to the walls and the pillars. And again, I choose the African continent because that's what I want to build with. So we use these, which I think I've used in quite a few different places in this zoo already. But I think they look cool. And again, I use the blue-green or aqua color just because I really like the way they look. I don't know why. I really like that color. But so we get that all done. I really like the backing with the rock. I do move it up a little bit so it doesn't have any of those weird gaps in the back. But I think it came out really awesome. I decided to put those down here as well. I know the people are going to walk, they're going to glitch through that a little bit, but I'm not super worried about it. And the glitching through things, oh my goodness, I am so glad they added the curbs and barriers because those help so much. It's crazy. But we go ahead and I use this, I think it's just Planet Zoo Beam is what I end up with. And this is definitely one, I don't put a lot of footage of this because again, it's really hard to tell where this is lined up to the mesh piece. So I go ahead and put this down on this side and then, just copy it over to the other one. And then here, I definitely wanted to put some statues here. I realized this isn't technically the African penguin. it just says penguin statue. So hopefully it looks the same. I mean, they do this too, and it's not the king penguin statue, so I think it's okay. And I tried to just bury this light in here in the rock. I don't actually think I ever looked at this at nighttime, this particular rock. So I'll have to look and see how that looks. So I didn't put it in the end cinematics or anything like that, but I do have some end cinematics for you guys. I couldn't ever get the penguins to actually dive in the water for some reason. I did last time before I had this all done, but I could not get them to do it this time. So there's not a lot of cinematics with the penguins in them, but I do add a couple. So I'm just really having fun with the foliage in here. I mean, this is somewhat of an open space. I mean, it's got the doors, the gates for the guests that open and close, and then the skylight above. So I think putting all these plants in wouldn't be too bad. And I mean, they could be fake, in real life, but I think they look super awesome. I love this bush. And I went ahead and put 3 of them, just, randomizing them. I thought that looked pretty cool. And here I'm just trying to figure out some more greenery to put around here. The only problem with placing all of this is the traversable area, and I think I go over that in the real time. So sorry if I repeat myself a little bit, but yeah, I just have a lot of fun placing all of this. I do have to move these out a little bit because I noticed they're kind of poking through the wall a little bit, but it's not too bad. So I just, again, go with the default color of all these rocks I put in, and I think they go well together, even though they're not the same type of rock or anything like that. But I really wanted to put some greenery around here. So I went with these ferns, I think is what they're called, and just kind of lined the fence with that. And I don't know if the penguins would really like having all that greenery, but here I'm trying to figure out what to do with this space from moving the roof up and everything. So in the end, I thought maybe doing this would work, but since it's kind of round, that doesn't work. So in the end, I delete these just because I try to make it work and it just doesn't. So I tried, but in the end, we just used these walls, and I just split them from the group and moved them just to get them there. And there is some space in between the doorway that I would kind of like to keep, in between the doorway and the wall. So I think it turns out good. I do go ahead and take the pattern off the walls. And again, I think I do talk about that later. Because I just couldn't get them to work right with each other. So went ahead and did these kind of half walls, and just to get this space, because I couldn't use a full wall since the door's there and the window's over there. A full wall wouldn't work. So I just go ahead and use these and change the color so they will match. And I do need to go and put half wall above the door. I totally forget about that. But I could do something like glass something over there. I don't know. We'll see. So here I'm just trying to figure out what to use. I don't want to use that because I don't want to cover up. I don't want to totally cover up the window. So I just bury some of this down in the ground. Again, just to put a lot of greenery around and make it just more lively, I guess is what you would call it. These are African penguin statues. And I'm like, oh, these are different penguins. I didn't notice that, but just go ahead and use those. And here's some more underwater, building to show you guys. Again, just using the randomize option because it just helps a lot. And sometimes I realize while I'm putting it down that that the randomize option isn't on. I'm like, oh, that's so annoying. But it works out. I mean, because I bury it in so it doesn't totally look the same. And here's more eelgrass. I really like this stuff. I'm going to use this more often. But it just adds a bit of color other than just the dark green. So I add a lot of that. I don't show much of that footage because I'm literally adding that, putting it down, just hitting shift and putting it down. And I had to add this. This is just too cute not to add, right? I probably could have put some kind of a vine on it or something, but it looks pretty good. And these, I don't know if they're dead trees or whatever they are. It's under rocks, so I'm not sure. But I thought those looked pretty cool just there randomly. And here's some more rock work. Again, I don't think I cover everything, but I cover a lot of this, ground. I don't cover above, like where the little ledge is. I don't cover that up. That just has the rock terrain paint, and I think it looks pretty good. So here I'm just trying to kind of vary up the sizes of rocks I'm using, and putting more foliage in. Again, it may be a little too much foliage for them, but I mean they can still get around and do their stuff. So I definitely had to get rid of that that little weird part in the ground that was annoying me. And then I realized this is not quite straight. I don't like placing these. It's so hard to tell when they're actually where they're supposed to be. But, it's okay. So here are the vines I was talking about. And I end up putting them on this glass. So you can see from the inside and from the outside, it just adds a little bit of a border, I guess. I think it looks pretty cool. And then just some grass to make it look like it's kind of growing from these. I know this doesn't quite make sense because it's not the same plant. I mean, it's not the same looking plant. So, but I think it works. And I'm just looking at it from the outside, and I think it looks good. I like it. So I went ahead and added some more to these rocks over here, just some more foliage. I don't want to have too much rock, so, too much just rock all over the place. So I want to kind of break it up with grass. So that's why I use a lot of foliage in here. And the eelgrass, again, is just so useful. So with the combination of the randomize option and hitting X to just make sure you can place it where you want to, it works so well. I love it. So if I haven't said it already, I love the randomize option. And there I just show you guys how to select the water. If you select something in the habitat, you have the option to select habitat, and then you just go in the terrain tab and select the water down at the bottom, which works out pretty good. Again, just to change the transparency so I can see down below a lot better. And when I had these on, I decided I needed to add some more little rocks up here, and that just got me, placing more and more rocks. Because, rocks, why not? But I add a lot of rocks, and I do check their traversable area just to make sure they can still get around. That's why I'm trying to, kind of bury these in just so they don't take up too much room. And then more foliage, and I don't even think I checked to see if they like this foliage. I just figure it's African, and, they'll just stick with that. And as long as you have their other needs taken care of, I don't think it really matters too much if their, foliage needs aren't totally met. But I could be wrong. I've never really tested it that much. But, yeah, so we placed some more little trees along here. And I was thinking about maybe blocking the view from, like, when you get in, but I decided just to leave it the way it is. I think that looks good. Then we go outside. I wanted to add some rocks going in just to make it look more like they can traverse this and get in wherever they want to. I don't know if it totally works, but I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks nice. So again, I didn't do any rocks on that platform there, but I did want to kind of hide away the side of the thing here. Try to use some different varieties of rocks. I don't think I use these too much. And I go to using some of these bigger varieties here, just to cover up more room and not have to have as many rocks. I'm not super worried about piece count. My zoos usually don't get super big anyways, so I don't think I need to worry about piece count, but I could be wrong. So I just went ahead and placed some more foliage around. I thought about putting more foliage on the rocks like I did on that one, but I don't think I ever did. So more rocks, more foliage. And again, let me know. Do you guys want to see all of this? Do you want me to make less cuts and show more of the process? Or is this good? Let me know. And also, if you are enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps out the channel and lets me know that you guys are enjoying what you're watching. And don't forget to hit that like button because that helps so much. And yeah, so I'm just again using that random option and just placing rocks. And here I'm placing the water and the water effects. And I think this is bubble effect. And you can change the bubbles to any color you want. I could not figure out what color I wanted. I think I stuck with green, but I don't know. We can always change it later. And here I'm just kind of covering up more of this stuff. And I don't want to use these on the whole wall, but I do use it in places. And then we go back to using the bigger rocks here. These are kind of the flattest rocks that they have in the that they had in the aquatic update. These are probably the flattest ones you can use. So I went with that just to get some different textures around, and then more of the bigger rocks over here. And I'm just leaving it wherever it decides to randomize. And sometimes I change it, but sometimes I'm just like, nah, we'll go with that. It's fine. So yeah, just go ahead and place more of those. Like I said, try to cover a lot of the ground, just because I like it covered in rock. I don't know. I think it looks cool. And then I decided it needs a little bit of color, and so I'm trying to figure out what to go with. So I go ahead and use these. For one, they're pink, and for two, it's one of the few rocks that they have in the African continent one. And I did use those trees there just to get even more color to, break up all the green. And here I'm doing the large bubble effect. I think the other one was medium. And I decided to go ahead and dress up this viewing area. I really want to add some kind of a cover over it, but this is just putting some foliage around, and then also a secondary fence. I know a lot of zoos would have a secondary fence just so the guests don't, go up and put their hands on the glass and, tap the glass. It's just a little bit of a precaution, which I know this isn't, this is a game. I don't have to do that, but I thought it looked pretty cute. So I went ahead and added these lights. I'm not super great at coming up with my own lights, so I just go ahead and add these. They're African and, might as well. And I didn't have to do this, but I decided to go ahead and move these back just so they're not, sticking out from under the habitat. And I start with these flowers and I add a little bit of a rock in there just to kind of break it up a little bit. I do change out these flowers later though. Went ahead and put some of these African penguin decals, I guess you'd say, on these. Again, the whole color choice, I wasn't quite sure. I do use the aqua color and just kind of go with that. And then here I'm trying to fill in this little area. Again, you don't have to cover up the whole ground. It's probably better if you don't. But I really like to cover up the ground with extra foliage and stuff like that. I think it looks nice. And here I'm just trying to hide the, nothingness that's behind here. Um, I do like the mountains in the background, but that's pretty far in the background. So just add a little bit of a garden area here, and I think it turns out pretty good. I kind of wish I had put like a little bit of a natural path and maybe a bench, so people can come and just sit in here and enjoy the view, but I didn't even think about that. And here I'm using the mud walls from up on the viewing area, the elevated viewing area, and I think it looks pretty good here. And then again, I'm using this from the viewing area up there, which is also the ones I use for the fennec fox. But I do a lot of moving these around to get rid of the crossfighting. I don't show a lot of that, but because that took a while. But I just wanted to try to kind of surround this path and this mud wall and the little, I think it's this lattice, I think. I think it turns out really good, and I probably will go back and add some barriers in this wall just so people don't walk into it, because yeah, I really love the fact they added that, because I really don't like the guests just walking through things that you build. I really wish they had the same hitbox as or I wouldn't say hitbox, but the same thing as animals, where the animals get stopped by things, that you place in their habitat. I know some builders probably wouldn't like that because you couldn't use like implied doors or anything like that because they wouldn't be able to get through them. I don't know. It's kind of in some ways it's good, in some ways not so good, which you have with most things. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in the game. And so here I'm going and switching out these, and I wanted to go with a taller plant because those smaller ones just didn't look right here. So I tried these little ferns, and then I go back to using these flowers here because I just really like the way they look. And then in the middle I use this, I think it was the elephant ear plant. And I go ahead and turn off the randomize option so I can just move these around and make it, I like to use that because it makes the plant look more full instead of just putting one plant down. So here I'm trying to figure out how to, like, I don't know, line the path with this. I don't know if I've really gotten it right yet, but it's okay. And I went ahead and put a little bit of a sign here. Again, I could use the alphabet in the game and like make my own sign, but I just for now was going to use the African sign just to get that done. And I still don't necessarily like the font on these signs. I think it looks a little weird, but I don't know, we go with it. And so here I just go ahead and copy it to this side, and I also copy it up to the elevated viewing area because I want to put this put this side here where this education board is. I think it looks pretty good. So I think there's a little bit more foliage work here, but I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Again, let me know about the style of this edit. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys enjoy. And I do have some cinematics at the end. Hope you guys will enjoy those. And yeah, let's get back to the real time. Okay, guys, we are back in the real time part of the episode. And yeah, I think we got a lot of stuff done. I'm gonna call it good for this episode because I have been working a lot and I don't want this video to go on for way too long. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I did, and I think it turned out really good. So I've got these African lamps here just to kind of light this area up. And then I didn't do a lot of stuff other than I did place lots and lots of plants. So you can see that around here. I just think that really brings it together, is adding the plants. I haven't done anything around the back here, so I will definitely be doing that. But I didn't really want this habitat build to go on to like part 4, so I tried to get as much as I could done here. Oh, I forgot that. I need to put like a half wall here or something. That's the only thing that's gonna work. But yeah, we got this little area here all done. Got some plants put in. I don't know if it totally makes sense to have plants coming out of the rocks, but I think they look cool. So, I don't know what that penguin's doing, but okay. I was kind of worried about the traversable area, but as far as I know, they can still do everything. You know, I've looked through that before. I probably put some of that into the episode. But yeah, we got these. I like this rock here. I decided to use it for the railing. And, oops, if we look, hit the wrong button. It is the Taiga rock cladding pillar. So I thought that would be a cool little fence area here. And I just put some statues here. This isn't necessarily the African penguin. It's just a penguin statue. So hopefully it looks okay. I think this one over here, these are African penguins, right? Yes. And I'm really happy with this, other than, you know, their feet getting cut off down here. But I think it looks pretty cool. So I am super happy with it. And I forgot to go ahead because I changed the color of this water just so I could work in it a little bit easier, which where is the water? I think it's terrain. Yes, water. So the thing, I'm not quite sure what color I want, but I definitely know I don't want it to be totally see-through. So maybe about like this. And then I was thinking kind of a bluish color, which let me go into the water. And this is obviously where I spent a lot of the time. Let's go ahead and choose this. I want to do like a bluish color, although that's kind of a cool color right there, but I kind of wanted to have like a bluish color. Maybe something like that, I think will do. All right. So, yeah, I wanted to really fill this up with, you know, grass and some color, so I did put these flowers down here. I'm not a, you know, flower and rock expert, so I know a lot of these probably aren't underwater plants, but I really, really like it. I think this may be one of my favorite habitats so far. But yeah, so we got some stuff here. I'll go ahead and play because we also have the bubble machine or the bubble water effects. I don't like this sticking out like that. So let's go ahead and pull that down into there. Okay. And I like how the rubber duck just kind of goes up there. And I had to add this little archway here. Obviously, it's nothing like this one, but yeah. And I think there are some places I didn't put rock, like over here, but I think it's pretty awesome. Can you tell that the water is even? I don't know. I can't really see the color out here, but let's go ahead and get rid of that. So yeah, I hope you guys like this, and let me know what you guys think about this kind of editing. Would you rather just hear music and see the build as we go, or do you like the commentary all the way through? Let me know. Oh, and I also added this little part over here, just a bunch of, you know, greenery to kind of hide the fact that there's, you know, nothing back there, which is why I would really like to add trees and stuff along the path, just so you don't see the rest of the, I mean, eventually it'll be the rest of the zoo. Right now it's just, you know, wide open space. So I really want to do that. So yeah, we'll add some foliage and stuff here and there. Definitely want to add it around here at the top, at the front of the building. And I also took off this pattern except for on these pillars, just because they weren't in every single wall piece, the same, the same place. So I really didn't like that. That was really annoying to me. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And let me know what animal you think we should do next. If obviously if I don't get your comment before I put another animal in, we will definitely do it for the next one. But we got some more Africa animals to do. And what I was really thinking of doing, because I really want to get into the North America animals, and I know this is a desert zoo, but I'm thinking about making a North American section to be able to just start with those animals, and then we'll come back to the North African animals. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I really want to, like I said, get to those animals. There's some really cool animals in there, really cool animations. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And until next time, I hope you've enjoyed. If so, definitely hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel or haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified of videos as they come out. And if you have any questions, comments, tips, anything like that, leave those down below in the comment section. Love seeing those, and we'll get back with you as soon as I can. And until next time, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you will come for the next one. Until then, have a super blessed day, and I will see you then. Bye, guys.